Hi, I'm Bailey Clarke, and I've made a YouTube channel for 2020. But why? If you're new here, welcome. Welcome to the ride. Hi, I'll be your devil, Bailey Clarke. So what is this YouTube channel? And what do I need to specify about it? Well, essentially, 2019 was a very good year for me, but I felt like I didn't achieve enough. Here's the thing. 2019 was a pretty good year. I got a lot of good stuff done. I moved out of my parents' place. I started studying something that I really actually care about. I learnt how to tie my shoelaces. I don't wear Velcro shoes anymore. Could you believe it? But I want 2020 to be one of the best years of my life, at least thus far. And for the longest time, I didn't really know how to do that. It's all well and good to say, oh, I want my life to be better. I want to do this, I want to do that. But it's very easy to get lost in the weeds. In research, people have told me a bucket list is a very good idea. You know, you give yourself a whole bunch of goals and things that you want to do before you kick the bucket. And in concept, it is good. But my main problem with a bucket list is that I always put things off till tomorrow. I'm never the sort of person that would actually do shit in the moment, right? I'm the sort of person that would say, there's always another opportunity to ride a mechanical bull. And I want to change that for 2020. So how have I done that? Well, essentially, I've taken my bucket list, which has got a whole bunch of shit on it, and I've picked 20 things from that list. And over the course of 2020, I will challenge myself to achieve all 20 of those 20 things. Essentially, I'm going to be doing a 20-20-20 challenge. I did the hands the wrong way. So what are the 20 things I will be doing for 2020? And how do I plan on achieving them? Well, if you know me, you know that I'm not exactly a planner. I'm more of a improvise until the last possible moment and then squeal when things go wrong type. That being said, I have compiled a list of the 20 things that I want to do, with a few metrics for the more obtuse ones. And over the course of 2020, I will document my progress towards and completion of these 20 challenges. Number 1, I want to learn how to speak French. French, the language of love. Croissant, baguette. Je suis le petit fromage. This is just a taste of what sort of language I will learn. I want to learn French. I reckon it could be really interesting. And also, the science shows that if you know 2 languages, then it's even easier to learn a 3rd one. Now, my metric for learning French is this. It's all well and good to say I know French if I know a handful of phrases, but in reality, what I need is an extensive amount of training. So, over the course of 2020, I will be logging 70 hours into Duolingo on their French page. I say this because 70 hours roughly equates to 2 semesters of study, which basically means learning it the entire year. So I want to learn French and then maybe in the future learn other languages like Spongolese. Did anyone get that joke? No one got that? Okay. Number 2, I am going to learn how to play the guitar. I've always wanted to know how to play the guitar. It's interesting to me, being able to make music without sounding like you're trying to pass a kidney stone. Trust me, I'm not a good singer. The ability to play the guitar would be quite useful, I think. Picture it, you know. The year is 2049. The nuclear holocaust has happened and we're now in the midst of the nuclear winter. And, you know, you need someone to pass the time. Good thing old 6 strings Clarke is here. Hey guys, he's Wonderwall. You know, it'd be great. I reckon being able to play the guitar would be pretty cool. So I'm going to learn how to do it. Now, my metric for learning the guitar is I have to be able to play at least 5 songs by the end of 2020. Now, keep in mind, those 5 songs, at least one of them will probably be Wonderwall, because it's easy. Again, I'm not trying to blow anything out of the park. I'm just saying 5 songs by the end of 2020. For number 3, I'm going to be a lifeguard. Just kidding, I can't swim. I've tried. All it feels like is I'm trying to wade through jelly. Number 3 is I'm gonna get fit. I'm not by any means overweight. I mean, not according to my mum. But all things considered, I'm actually not that unfit. Well, I am unfit. I'm just not unhealthy. I gotta get fit because soon the metabolism is gonna give out and I'm gonna bloat like a swollen corpse. So being fit would be incredibly important. My metric for this is I need to be able to run 5Ks in 30 minutes, do 20 burpees in a row, hold a full plank for a minute, and weigh under 70 kilos. Not that hard a target for me to hit, but I think it's something important. But yeah, getting fit, it's one of the more important ones on the list, and one that I feel like I need to do now before my body gives out. Oh dear God, the ravaging of age. Number 4. I want to finish The Wheel of Time. Now, The Wheel of Time is a fantasy series that's incredibly important to the genre. It has influenced many bodies of work, kind of like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. And it's getting an adaptation at the end of 2020. Amazon's putting out a show for it. Please watch it. I've read some of the books. It's fucking cool, dude. It's super lit. But for me, I haven't finished the series yet. And the series is admittedly quite long. It's 14 books, each of which is at least 600 pages, including also a 15th book, which is a prequel that actually has plot relevance to the other books. So what this means is, by the end of 2020, I need to have finished that entire fucking series. I've already read up to the end of book 5, so books 6 through 14 and then the prequel are what I have to read by the end of 2020. I also want to read a few other books, but those are the ones that I have to read by the end of 2020. What's a prop that I can use? I have a back scratcher. Hey, pretend this is a microphone. Hey, how you doing? Number 5, do stand-up comedy. I've been saying for years that I really want to do stand-up comedy, and I want to give it a shot and, do some open mic nights. But every year, I always tell myself, oh, I'll just do it later. And I never did. And now I'm 20, and I kind of wish I did it a little earlier. So, for 2020, I'm going to do stand-up comedy. I'm going to go to some open mic nights, I'm going to test some material, and I'm going to give it a shot. Now, my metric for this one, which is a bit amorphous because I can just get up and do stand-up comedy, whatever, that's not really that challenging. I want to be good at stand-up comedy. I could very easily just get up one night, tell some jokes, bomb, everyone hates it, someone throws a bottle at my head, I get 13 stitches above my left eyebrow and permanent trauma to my brain, but that's not fun. What I could do instead is set myself the metric of not only do I have to do stand-up comedy, but I have to get to the point where I can perform to a room of complete strangers and get a laugh. It's all well and good to invite people along to these shows, and hey, when I eventually do this stand-up comedy, I will probably tell some people, if you want to come along, hey, hit me up. I want to be able to do this for complete strangers. People that I bring along, they'll pity laugh for me. They'll have to. I'll pay them. But everyone else, I don't have that option. So I want to be funny enough to get strangers to laugh. Number 6, start a podcast. I don't really know what I want the podcast to be yet, or who I want to be on the podcast, or what the format is. But I like the idea of having a podcast. I reckon it'd be a lot of fun. And I reckon I could do that kind of well, or at least passably well. My only metric for starting a podcast is it has to be updated weekly or fortnightly, like any other podcast. This can't just be something where I record audio with some mates, post it once, and then, oh, I got it. I'm going to need to do this regularly. Now, keep in mind, I might not launch this podcast until part way into the year, but once it launches, it has to be updated regularly. That's the only rule for this one. So keep that in mind. You got that? You paying attention, you motherfucker? I'm sorry. I'm very hyped up. It's been a long week. For number 7, I want to take a photo every day. All right, give me pouty. Give me pouty. Yep. All right. Yep. There we go. Thank you, Jacinta. Mwah. I've always seen those time lapses on YouTube where people take photos of themselves over the span of like 2 or 3 years, and you see how their face changes and their hair grows and gets cut, and how they grow facial hair and then lose it. And it's really cool, and I want to do it. So I'm going to take a photo every day. That means I need to have 365 photos by the end of the year, or I failed this challenge. For number 8, I need to go skydiving. I'm deathly afraid of heights. I'm terrified of jumping out of a plane, and I think the idea of hurtling towards the earth before a giant blanket saves me from dying seems like a terrible idea. But, as the Trapper Bakery in Goulburn once famously told me, the man that doesn't stretch doesn't grow. So, I will be facing one of my base, deepest fears as one of my challenges. Oh hey, didn't see you there. Number 9 is to watch 20 feature-length documentaries by the end of the year. Feature-length meaning that it has to go for at least an hour and 20 minutes. Okay, so it can't just be some series that someone put up on YouTube. I don't know what these documentaries are going to be, but I like the idea that when you watch a documentary, you expand your knowledge a bit more, and if you've ever met me, you know I'm not exactly intelligent. So being a little smarter would be gooder for me. Gooder. My English good. I'm smart. Ugh. You've seen this blade before, haven't you, Gollum? Yeah, but nah, 20 documentaries would be pretty lit. For number 10, I'm gonna design a board game. A legit board game that can actually be played by people. I've actually had a little experience with this in the past. I did some assignments for a subject last year that involved creating and testing a board game. However, it was shit. I didn't do a very good job. I remember when I gave my presentation, the tutor, as soon as I finished, looked at me and said, "Well, you certainly tried." But yeah, no, I want to give it another shot. I want to make an actual board game. One that's actually fun. All I did last time was redesign chess. And chess is okay, but it's not something I'd bust out at a party. I want to make a fun game that people can actually play and share with each other. Now, obviously this means I have to relearn a little bit of game design and implement a little bit of graphic design, but hey, haha, it's all a part of the brilliant stew that makes up my very limited set of skills. Now, my only metric for this one is that I need to have a working prototype by the end of the year. Doesn't have to look pretty, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be functional. That's my only metric for this one. Number 11. I want to swim with a shark. Now, I have been told what sharks are. They're grey, they have teeth, and from what I've heard, they don't like cheese that much. And I've never seen one face to face, except in the aquarium. So I reckon going and swimming with a shark would be quite interesting. Because let's be real, what's more fun than swimming with one of the world's most dangerous predators? This might not be a good idea. Is that a bug? Whoa, fuck! For number 12, I will be ordained under the eyes of the law, meaning I can marry whomever I wish upon their request. Bonus points if I can actually marry someone by the end of 2020. I'll wear a suit and everything. I'll do the whole procession for free. Please contact me at my email address. It's in the description. Well, hell. Number 13 is to ride on a mechanical bull. I've never been on one of them cybertronic bovine animals of yours, but I reckon it'd be a lot of fun, so I'm gonna try it. Okay, honey? I don't know why I became a southern black lady at the end there, but I think it fucking worked. Number 14, I'm gonna get another tattoo. I already have a tattoo, but I want another one. Maybe a couple. But here's my problem, right? I can never figure out what that tattoo should be. It's all well and good to say I want a tattoo, but I don't know what that tattoo is yet. It's gotta be something meaningful. So, by the end of the year, I'll have a tattoo, and it'll be something meaningful. Number 15, this one is for science. I was planning to run back in with glasses and a lab coat, but I actually don't have those props, which is weird. I have props for fucking everything. I have props for everything, but not a scientist. Can you believe it? Anyway, number 15 is for science. I am going to rewatch and rank in order from best to worst every episode of Round the Twist. Now, if you're not familiar with Round the Twist, it is a fucking gem of a TV show. It's about this family, 3 siblings and a dad, and they live in a lighthouse. That's right. And they come across a lot of wacky shit, and it's a lot of fun, and it's really, really weird. So, I am going to be rewatching and re-ranking all of them for your pleasure. Hey there, Bailey Clarke. Number 16, I'm going to be redubbing the entirety of Garfield 2, A Tale of Two Kitties. That's right, every character, every song, every sound effect, me. I'm going to redub the entire movie. Yeah, I know I'm a bit of a rebel, but you know what they say. Can't teach an old dog new tricks. Fuck it, that works. Number 17, I want to host or attend, preferably attend so I can be a part of, a murder mystery dinner night. I'm talking full-on suits and dresses. We're talking period building from 1920s, you know? Top hats, waistcoats, the dresses, the femme fatales, the detective that's going to figure it all out. I want to do a murder mystery. I reckon it'd be fucking lit. That's number 17. That's all I got for it. I don't really have a plan for this one. There's probably a service that can do it. But number 17, murder mystery dinner. Ooh. Number 18, I'm gonna eat a sea urchin. That's it. For number 19, I'm gonna write a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure. Now, if you don't know what any of that means you have an active sex life. I, however, am different. As a Dungeons & Dragons player, there's a lot of different adventures you can purchase or just download off the internet. and run for your friends and play together, experiencing different narratives and shit. And look, I really love D&D. I grew up playing it. It's really important to me. So, as a writing exercise and as a game design exercise, I'm going to design an entire adventure running from levels 1 to 5 for pretty much anyone to use that's a D&D campaign. I don't fucking know, dude. Look, I don't know why I am the way I am. I'm a fucking freak. Deal with it. And finally, number 20, I'm going to go to the Melbourne Cup and dress up real fancy and bet on a horse. I've always bet on Melbourne Cup for the past few years, and it's been fun, but like, come on. There's something about going out to the grounds, you know? Because I love horses. Name any horse. I know them all. Seabiscuit. Bullseye. Yep, so that's the 20 challenges I'm going to be doing for 2020. It's nothing overwhelming, I don't think. It's all very doable. It's just going to take a lot of effort. But you know, I can do that because I'm fucking awesome. But I plan, at least at this stage, to upload a monthly video just recapping the month and what I did within the month. Or potentially, I might just upload videos based on each challenge as I complete them. I don't really know yet. But as it stands, that's pretty much it. So, yeah.